Good morning everybody, and welcome back to the Life's Good. And what a chilly morning it is. It's Sunday the 11th of April and we are experiencing some really cold weather. A year ago, during the first lockdown, we were experiencing a mini heat wave, and 1 year later we're experiencing a mini ice age. Honestly, we woke up this morning and we've had more snow. The last couple of weeks have been a bit hit and miss. And Daisy is desperately trying to interrupt my conversation here, bless her. I think she's trying to tell me she's laid an egg. We'll go and check in a minute. Where was I? Yes, so mini heat wave last year, and it's damn cold this year. We've woke up this morning, we've got snow on the ground, although the sun is now up and a lot of this snow is starting to melt, although the temperature is currently 1 degree Celsius. That's pretty chilly. Now, I haven't had a chance to get out here much. We have had a couple of nice days during the last fortnight, but we have had so much going on. We've had a whole new bathroom fitted, so you can imagine the turmoil in the home whilst that's being done, and work, of course, and other family issues going on. And it's been very difficult for me to get out here, take the time to actually stand in front of the camera and talk to you guys. I was out yesterday with the bike club. It was one of the members' birthdays, big birthday with a 0 on the end, and we managed to get a few of us together and we surprised him with a visit and went out for a little ride and had some fish and chips on the northeast coast of England. It was a lovely sunny day, but my goodness me, it was cold, believe me. Just as it is this morning. Right, well, I wanted to show you a few things around the garden and in the greenhouse and discuss what I have or have not been up to during the last couple of weeks. So let's have a little wander around and I'll point out a few things for you. Just a quick look at my Cavolo Nero. We've been using some of the leaves from these plants, and we've got, I think there's 4 here just left, and I will be growing some more this coming season. I haven't sown any more yet, but it's time to consider what I will be growing. So we've been using Cavolo Nero with some of our dinners recently. Tucked in the corner there is a parsley that is coming back now, so looking forward to using some of that. My shallots are still in the ground. I don't appear to have had any lifted by birds or for whatever reason. And either side of my shallots, I've got my broad beans. If I can take you down here, you can see they're just starting to come through. There's one there, and as we go along there, there's a row of them. And I've got more alongside the path, both sides of that pathway, and another row further back there. They're all just coming through. There's some there, you can see those just poking through. So that's a success. My rhubarb has done really well. That's come back really well. There's one in that corner and indeed in that far corner. And there's a lot of foliage showing on my raspberries on that back fence now. Well, I've got myself a cup of tea, but I don't think it's going to stay very warm out here in this temperature. It is very chilly this morning. Daisy's been chatting away in the background here. Now, usually when they've laid an egg, that's when they start squawking and clucking to let the whole world know they've actually been productive and produced an egg. So if we have a look in here, we have indeed got Henny sitting in the corner here. Hi Henny, can I just feel underneath you there? Look, you see, there's one there. You can't get fresher than that, people. That is really, really warm. And that is Daisy's egg, and Henny is currently sitting in the nest box and she is about to produce one as well. Fantastic. The freshest eggs in the world ever. In the greenhouse here, we have had problems trying to keep it warm. Now, I still haven't sown many seeds this year because the weather has been so cold up here. It's pointless trying to bring things on if they're going to struggle to germinate and struggle to grow. So if you look back a few videos, you'll see I described climate zones and explained that we in the northeast here are an 8 compared to a lot of the country that is a lot warmer, and certainly it's been very cold for a lot longer than in previous years. So consequently, my consideration for sowing and growing is being put back quite a bit. So I would say I'm probably 3 weeks, nearly 4 weeks, that's a month behind what I would have been doing last year, the year before, and so on. So although people are talking about global warming and things getting warmer and so on, we are having a really chilly time at the moment. So as I said, I haven't been sowing as much as I would perhaps like to. I have put a few things in, and I wanted to discuss those with you. So I'll turn you around and show you what I'm talking about there. Just a quick look on the shelf in the greenhouse. You can see that what I've sown so far seems to be doing all right. I've got a few herbs, and some chard, onions, some cabbages and things. And in these forward trays, these two at the front, I've got some courgette and some pumpkin. Now I've already gone ahead and sown those, but I wanted to explain to you about the putting of the seed in the soil and the correct way up. I've sown some jack-o'-lantern pumpkin seeds in these trays. Now, when you buy these packets of seeds, you don't get that many with the pumpkin. There were actually 10 seeds in this packet. I've grown 4, or I've sown 4, I should say. If I just empty these out and show you, can you see this is pumpkin seed? They're quite large, and they've got a funny sort of like a table tennis bat shape to them, and the narrow end and a broad end. Now when you sow these in these trays in your compost, do not put them in flat as they are in the palm of my hand right now. You should always grow these seeds or sow these seeds on edge. Now I'm not entirely certain what advantage that gives, but the germination success rate is far greater if you sow them on edge, not flat. From experience, I have put them in flat before and they rot. They go soft and they do not germinate. On their edge, and they seem to do absolutely fine. And it's the same for the courgettes, and I would imagine for other squashes and similar plants, fruits, vegetables. Plant the seed on its edge and you'll get a much better germination success rate from that. So I've sown some pumpkins already. I've also sown some courgettes. So hopefully I will get something from those. And in respect of these plants, last year I had pumpkins growing out on my main plot. And they did rather take over. If you've seen some of my videos from last year, you will see that there was pumpkin growing through my carrots, through my beetroots, around my peas and everywhere else. They were rather taking over the plot. Now we've got an area, or a garden area, underneath my fruit trees in the upper garden. I've got an apple, a plum and a pear tree in the top there. And underneath I've just got a rosemary and a couple of shrubs growing. The rest of the ground is just barren. We do put bird feeders up there, and a lot of the bird seed falls down, and a lot of birds just scrape around on that soil and get food. But I've decided that it might be a good idea to grow all my pumpkin and my courgettes in that ground adjacent to the top lawn. It's quite a big space. There's lots of room for them to spread and sort of ramble around there. So we'll keep you posted on that one. I will be sorting that soil and bringing it up to a level to grow in. It's not very good. It's heavy clay. I haven't done much with the soil underneath those trees other than, as I said, put a few shrubs in. But I will get up there and give that a tidy up and hopefully prepare that to grow all of my pumpkins and courgettes on this year. And I think it's worth noting that I have actually had to use my paraffin heater a lot these last few weeks. The nighttime temperatures have been extremely cold, and I've been burning the heater to keep the temperatures up in the greenhouse. And to be honest, I've been struggling to keep the temperatures higher than about 2 or 3 overnight, sometimes as low as 1 degree Celsius overnight, such as the outside temperature has been so cold. Now it has been down to -4 and 5 or even 6 on some night times. That is pretty cold for this time of year, end of March into April, and we are struggling with almost midwinter temperatures, snow, ice, sleet, hail, all those things. So my growing season is actually delayed considerably this year. This is our camellia, and a few days ago it was bright red with blooms. Today, however, the ones that were in bloom have all shriveled and gone brown. But there are new buds on here, so if the weather should warm up in the next day or so, these will come out and we should have another flush of brilliant red flowers on here. But the current cold has knocked this back a little bit, as it has a few other things in the garden. We've got a few flowers and bulbs that have been in bloom, but the last couple of days, unfortunately, they have been knocked back by the frost. And there's one of my camellia blooms there that's come off. In addition to the cold, we've had some extremely strong wind as well. It's been so windy for days on end, and that has taken its toll on a few plants and things, bending branches and snapping things and knocking off blooms and blossoms. So I'm rather hoping my fruit trees will survive this spell. We did have some blossom showing on the apple tree and blossom buds on the pear and the plum, so hopefully they will come back okay. We'll keep an eye on those, and I will keep you posted as to what's happening. Well, I'm getting a bit chilly. I need to go in, so just a quick look around the garden, discuss the weather as we Brits do, and let you know what's been going on with regard to me not putting a video on because I've been too busy with life, basically. Guys, you take care of yourselves, keep warm, be happy, look after each other, and I'll see you very soon in the Life's Good. Bye bye for now.